Captain America, the Falcon, and the X-Men were all killed by the Atomic Annihilator, right? Well, come on. And now we get to the very finale of the Secret Empire Saga. Welcome to Kevin's commentary on comics. Yes, we have reached that final issue of the Secret Empire Saga, and that does indeed set up the story for the next several issues of Captain America, but hold on, let's get through this one first. So, without further ado, here is Captain America and the Falcon number 175 from July 1974, entitled Before the Dawn. You see, the last issue was called It's Always Darkest. So you see what they did there, right? A 2-issue title continuation. Very clever. This one was written by Steve Englehart with art by Sal Buscema and cover art by John Romita and Sal Buscema. So we open this one with number 1, the leader of the Secret Empire, exclaiming that the Atomic Annihilator has slaughtered all of the heroes. And look, they obviously are lying around on the floor with their eyes closed, and here they are being carried down to some dungeon, so they must really be dead, right? Not so much. Cap inexplicably wakes up to find that Gabe Jones and Peggy Carter of S.H.I.E.L.D. fame have been undercover at the Secret Empire all this time and set the Annihilator to a non-lethal charge. Okay, so a gun called the Atomic Annihilator has a non-lethal charge? Whose idea was that? Seems like maybe this should have been called the Atomic Sometimes Annihilator. So we get a little history behind why and how Gabe got involved with the Secret Empire. Apparently they've been around for a while, going up against the Hulk and the Submariner, and Gabe was instrumental in defeating them the first time around, although that was really never shown before, except in these kind of flashback captions, and that's what this little note down here at the bottom says. So this explains why Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. was in Nashville when Captain America and Falcon were fighting the Banshee. Back to the Secret Empire and their nefarious plans. They have loaded all of the mutants back onto this circle platform thing, and it looks like they actually upgraded it a bit because now they've got the Blob on there, whereas last issue, the Blob was on his own table, which kind of makes sense. He's a big guy. So they must got a bigger platform after Cap and the dudes kind of destroyed the last one, I believe. So what are they doing with these guys? Well, they're putting them on a saucer of some sort that will be powered by their mental energy. What isn't really explained is that did they need these specific 9 mutants to power this saucer, or would it have just been any mutant? And if that was the case, why not keep Cyclops and Marvel Girl alive along with Professor X and use their brains as well? Maybe that was specifically toward these guys. I don't remember if they mentioned that or not. But at any rate, number 1 pretty much summarizes this whole plan. They built the saucer, they discredited Captain America, which made Moonstone the heroic heir to the general public, and now they have the 9 mutants to power the saucer. Everything is in place, and now they will conquer America. So in Washington, D.C., Moonstone and Quentin Harderman discussed the plan and even mentioned Watergate as being a bit of a setback for some reason. But then they see that the Secret Empire has arrived on the White House lawn. Number 1 comes out and demands that America surrenders to him. The armed forces attack, but Moonstone flies in basically to pretend to stand up against the Secret Empire. Out comes number 2 of the Warriors Squad, who doesn't look anything like any of the other Secret Empire guys, so weird costume change there, but oh well. He and Moonstone stage a fake fight, and when it looks like number 2 has defeated Moonstone, number 2 takes him into the saucer. They have a little quick, hey, high five, we did a good job. Moonstone goes back out to the public and tells everyone that the Secret Empire is no match for him or for anyone else. There is no hope. America has already been defeated. Meanwhile, Cap and the gang decide enough's enough and attacks the Secret Empire from inside the saucer. Cyclops destroys the machine that is leeching the mutant energy as Cap takes the fight outside. Cap tackles number 1 and then finally takes down Moonstone. After defeating him, Quentin Harderman kind of runs out, being the squirrel that he is, thanks Cap for doing that, and plays like he didn't know Moonstone was evil. Moonstone isn't taking the rap for this though, and spills the beans on the whole plan in front of cameras so everybody in America knows now that Cap was innocent this entire time, and actually Moonstone is the bad guy. However, number one is awake and tried to make his getaway, but Cap follows him. Cap corners number one in the Oval Office and removes his cowl. Cap reels in shock. It can't be him. Number one says the highest political office wasn't enough for him. He needed more power. He gambled on this coup, but it didn't pay off, so he promptly shoots himself. Cap, in shock, walks out of the White House, tortured by what he's seen. Is this the end of Captain America? And the issue closes. So I'm Kevin, and that was my commentary. Yes, in fact, this was the end of Captain America, at least for a little while. The next few issues have Cap giving up being Captain America, trying to just be Steve Rogers, and then eventually becoming Nomad, thinking, well, I no longer feel it as Captain America, but maybe, I'm a man without a country. I'm a nomad. And then he does that for a little bit, and eventually he ultimately returns back to his red, white, and blues. I decided not to specifically review those issues because I just didn't think they were as good as the Secret Empire issues that led to them. First of all, the artwork changed to Frank Robbins, and his style just didn't really appeal to me too much. And with comics, if you're not into the artwork, it's really hard to get into the story. And then after Captain America made his official return, there were a couple issues that Jack Kirby took over as, just doing everything for a few years. And while the art was the usual dynamic style of Kirby, the stories were just a bit out there, and I just kind of lost interest. The thing about this issue, however, was the obvious reveal that number one was indeed Richard Nixon. Now, they never showed his face or said it was actually Nixon, but it all happened right around Watergate, and so this was about as political as it could get for a comic book story back in the day. Now, we've seen other stories where a president has been featured or the government gets too involved with the superheroes, but nothing where the main villain was actually a president. That's pretty wild to think about, and I really kind of doubt we would ever see something like this happening again unless the president was established as being a fictional character in doing that. Like I think we've seen Lex Luthor as president, and did Harry Osborn become president at one point? I'm not sure if he was president or something else, but either way, we've seen bad guys become president, but never an actual president in comic book stories revealing to be the supervillain of some nefarious plot like we did in this one. So this is great stuff. And yes, it did set up a pretty significant change in Cap's life with a nomad identity. But he was actually only nomad for 4 issues. I thought it lasted longer than that, but apparently it didn't. So I think there was like 4 issues maybe where he was just Steve Rogers, and then 4 issues as nomad, and then he's back to being Cap. So that wasn't as impactful as I guess I kind of remembered it being. Oh well, what are you going to do? So what's next? Well, I've spent a fair amount of time on Captain America, and before that, Spider-Man, so what should I review next? Well, I do have something I'm currently reading, and to find out what that is, subscribe to my channel. There's always a catch. Also, please like and share this video. I will thank you right now ahead of time, but until next time, folks, please go out and make today a great one, and I will see ya.